in the game against Costa Rica. Here's Preki up to Daryl Duran. This is a very interesting pace to this game as it comes back to Duran. Shot kicked out by Nogueira. Rebound, they score. Ted Eck. And he gets a gift as Eck found it wide open, and he merely had to put his toe on it and knock it in, and it's 3-2 St. Louis. We'll pause. 9:51 left here in the third period. The Storm take the lead. We'll be back in a moment. Demonstrations where sometimes certain players were not even invited, despite the fact everyone knew they had the pedigree and the ability to play the game. That's not happening anymore. No position is set. Here's a shot to goal by Banks. David Banks perhaps taking advantage of a lack of sharpness by Jim Gorsuch. Gorsuch coming out and covering that near post a little too tightly, and he left a slot open for David Banks, and he finds the far post to tie it again. Ben Collins will get the assist. Nice ball, and Banks hits that first time, and Gorsuch just guarding that near post side a little too closely, and I think he was hoping for some support on the back post, but Banks will score it at 6:56. Collins get the assist, and we're back to 3-3 road. Here's Usean. Square ball. Dougherty a little behind the play, but he's got it. Now creating an opportunity. Pins it around. Usean scores! Thompson Usean, a very nice outside of the right foot shot, and Paul Dougherty with a burst of speed of his own, and the Sockers quickly take the lead. Here's Dougherty at the tail end of his good effort. His shot went wide, but Usean, with his body kind of square to the boards, just reached out with the outside of the right foot, showed his good finishing skills there, as Gorsuch had come out trying to perhaps kick that away, if not grab it near the front of the penalty area. And Usean gets the goal to put the Sockers in the lead here at 7:26. Dougherty will get the assist on Tomo's third goal of the year. The foul called on Ladouceur, and maybe rightfully so. Here's Eck. Trying to work his way by David Banks unsuccessfully. David using his body well, and then he's mauled a little bit and then slaps Eck on the back. The foul will go against Eck, and the Sockers will restart it out of their own half of midfield. Another look is Banks just using his body, very rightfully so, and throwing his shoulder into Eck a little bit. And Ted stumbled somewhat, and that made his contact with Banks seem worse than was intended. A goal for the Sockers. Banks, as Clovillo kicks it into his own goal. And the Storm looked very poor there. And it's 5-3, San Diego Sockers 5, and the St. Louis Storm 3. And you're watching the Major Soccer League on the San Diego Cable Sports Network. Thanks very much for taking a moment, Ron. You've got to be pretty pleased with the way your team has played tonight on the road without Brian Quinn.
Oh, absolutely. I think we're working ever so hard, Randy, and I think the score actually should be a little bit more. We're at that score of 5-3, which twice this year we've been at 5-3 and we've lost the game. So I was hoping to get another goal here just before the end of that period. Paul Wright had a lovely chance and pulled it wide of the post. But just because of this score of 5-3, I would have liked to see that make it 6-3.
We talked in the pregame show, you and I, Ron, about the balanced scoring on your team and the way your system works. You don't have to rely on a guy like Thompson Usean to get you 64 goals like he did a year ago. Tonight, it's working out just the way it's supposed to, it would seem.
Yes, everybody looks like a threat, and it's a team effort again. And I think at the back, we've changed the defense a little bit at the back, and it's looking really good.
All right, Ron, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Randy.
The Auto Trader Coaches Report been brought to you by the Auto Trader. For effective and inexpensive advertising, pick up a copy of the Auto Trader. Well, after 3 quarters, last year the Sockers were unbeatable when they held a lead, 26-0. No other team had anything close to that kind of a record. This year the Sockers have lost a lead, but they are still 3-1. When leading after 3 quarters of play, they lead right now by a score of 5-3 as we head to the 4th quarter. We figure to have a close one here, though. Even the Sockers have scored the last 3 goals. Back to Preki. He'll go to Duran again. He'll have to reach back for it. Banks quickly there as it comes to Clavillo with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Preki shot, he scores! A power play goal for Preki, and it's a one-goal game again, 5-4. Well, Clavillo out to Preki, and watch number 14, Ted Eck, in front. As Preki shoots, Eck runs across the front of the penalty area right there, almost colliding with Nogueira, and creates the screen that allows Preki's shot to Eck. Preki stood up by Ben Collins. Back comes San Diego. Collins to center, to the overlapping Thompson UC, and he's got Dougherty with him. They score! What a play by UC, and it's 6-4. You could see it develop on the turnover as Ben Collins stripped Preki, and what a finishing touch as UC hit a bullet to Paul Dougherty, and that's the kind of play they expected from Thompson UC. Look at this service outside of the right foot, bending toward Dougherty, and remember, UC has to remember about Dougherty's size. Paul gets up high enough, and we go to a break.